booties for black girl nerds.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love you guys.
And we're big fans of you. So thank you. Nathalie, I'll start with you. You have these incredible scenes in this film, which I absolutely loved. And it was breathtaking to watch as well. I mean, it just felt like art seeing you on the screen. I have a two-part question. Did you perform any of your own stunts? And then you have these different looks throughout the film, which I thought was a lot of fun to see you in. Was any of the looks, as you were going through the process, you're like, I could rock this look in real life?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yes, I did do a lot of my own stunts. Just to answer the first part of your question. There was a lot of training, many weeks, many hours with the stunt team. So yes, and also our like gun handling and all of the things. So yes, very much involved. I mean, there's obviously certain things I can't do just for safety, but everything I could, I absolutely did, and that was a fair amount. And what was it? Oh yes, the different looks. I mean, yeah, I loved all the different looks. I loved the disguises. I mean, I don't think there was any wig or look that I put on that I had created a whole character in my mind about who I was when I was wearing it. And I really enjoyed the looks, and yeah, totally could do that. My favorite was the like bob with the braids. Like, I just thought that was really cool. Like, it was a quick moment, but I was like, oh my God, this is so like just nostalgic for me. I don't know.
I liked the finger waves look. I thought that was a nice look for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that now with my short hair, so I like that.
You can rock that in real life, indeed. Omar, over to you. I need to see you in more action films. I need that in my life.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So your character is a very savvy detective, but somehow Z manages to always be two steps ahead of him. Do you think that he gives her a little leeway, or is she someone that is just a challenge for him?
It's a challenge for him, actually. It's I think that's what's happening. It's a real challenge for him because different things is this, he never like met someone like her, and at the same time it's a challenge because he recognized something into her that resonate into him. So that's also the way that he losing his skills because of that too, you know. It's about the hearts, you know, recognizing something that the time for the brain to process is different. So I think it's a challenge because of that.
Right. I mean, it's interesting seeing this dynamic between your two characters. It's very complex. It is not two-dimensional that you see sometimes in action films. So I really loved both of your characters and the way the way their characters evolved throughout the story. Nathalie, back to you. I have to ask this question. The last time we spoke, we talked about House of the Dragon season 1. It was just starting. You said you were going to watch it. Did you watch season 2? And if you did, what did you make of it?
I thought it was really good. I mean, I love being back in that world, and I love so many of the actors involved. And yeah, I think they've done really beautiful work. So yeah, I was happy to watch season 2 and enjoyed it very much.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Omar, what did you enjoy most about the action genre, or what do you enjoy most about it? Is it something that you want to explore more, or is there another genre in film that you would like to explore?
No, there is no particular genre that I want to do. I'm really excited to be able to do a lot and very different. That's how I think it's our luck as an actor, because like when you're able to do like and explore different genres, so it's the best as an actor for the experience, for everything. And there is no like specific one that I want to, but on the action, the thing is just the ride, like being like trained to do the action scenes. I like to learn more about the fight, to learn more about the guns. All of that is like really, really fun. So I love everything about that, and it's you have no excuse. Like just have to train. You know, it's a good thing for me. You know, to go to the gym. It takes a lot for me to go to the gym. When you have a movie like that, there is no choice. You have to just have to go.
Right. That's one way to be motivated to go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
Nathalie, one of the things that I love about your character is she's very complex, and we see this inner conflict throughout the story. Is she someone, in spite of the, you know, bad choices that she kind of makes and the immoral actions or questionable actions, do you feel sorry for her, or do you relate to her and what in the decisions that she ultimately makes in this story? Sympathy or empathy, or both?
I think I have a lot of empathy for her. And I think that was how I was able to kind of build this character, because, you know, we all make questionable choices. Obviously, in this context, she's somebody who literally takes lives, and that's not something that I can, you know, relate to, and what that might feel like, or, you know, the idea that that is your goal is such a, I think, such a specific experience. And so I think I had to start with empathy, because it's so easy to judge a character's choices when they have such huge consequences, you know. And so she's somebody who has had to survive, and she's somebody who has had to make a life for herself, and I have a lot of empathy for that. But what I do really respect about this character is that she has such a clear code. She knows how she's doing it, and then when it comes into question, she isn't afraid to go against that and rethink and question and interrogate not just the specific challenge in front of her, but her whole entire existence and her whole entire life. And I have a lot of empathy for her, because she's someone that's been through a lot and had to survive. And I think I just, you know, I have to have some sort of understanding or compassion for that.
Would you say, just to kind of dig into that, would you say that that's something that you have to practice when you're playing these characters, that you have to have a little bit of empathy or understanding of the psyche of these characters to really get into the role?
Yeah, and I think when you play a character that's so far away from you, it doesn't really help if you judge that character and judge them negatively. You have to sort of build their humanity up almost, because, you know, they're still a human being and they're making choices every day. And I'm sure that I've made choices that people would have said were wrong or bad or questionable and have judged me. So, like, you know, I think it's obviously in this context, it's very specific, but I think to build a character up, you have to try and practice not judging them and trying to understand the who and the why of them before you look at the sort of specifics of the bad things or immoral things or, you know, questionable things they've done.
Indeed. Well, this film, rather, I mean, it did feel like a series at some point, because I just was so dialed in to each of these scenes. But I loved this from beginning to end. Thank you, Nathalie. Thank you, Omar, for taking the time to speak to Black Girl Nerds. I really appreciate the conversation and your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.